Okay, so we're diving into something pretty interesting today. YouTube, they just rolled out this pronoun feature. And at first glance, it seems like, oh, okay, cool. You can put your pronouns on your channel page.
Right.
But we've got all these sources and they're kind of saying, is this really making a difference, or is it just like a little, a little surface level thing? What do you think?
I think it's interesting how this all ties into this bigger discussion about representation online right now.
Yeah.
Like everyone's talking about identity and how we express ourselves online and YouTube,
Right.
They're kind of stepping right into the middle of that with this. It's like they're under a microscope now.
Yeah. And one of the sources we have that they use this term performative activism. And it's like they're saying it's a distraction, almost like a shiny object to like make us forget about the bigger problems maybe. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a point there. It's like, imagine a restaurant and they've got this gorgeous entrance, beautiful, but then you go inside and the kitchen's a disaster. The food is awful. Like it's all about appearances and not substance.
Right.
So this pronoun thing, maybe it's like the fancy entrance, but
yeah.
What about all the deeper issues YouTube has, the hate speech, algorithm problems?
Yeah, and the source we were just talking about, they actually use this analogy of a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
It might look like you're doing something,
yeah,
but is it actually addressing the root of the problem?
Yeah.
And, we're talking about some pretty serious issues here, like demonetization, where creators are putting all this work into their videos.
Oh, yeah.
And then an algorithm flags it and they lose all their revenue.
Right.
There's the harassment that some creators face, and YouTube's not really stepping up to support them.
Yeah, it's almost like YouTube is handing out umbrellas while the roof is caving in. They're focused on these little things, and then there's huge problems like algorithm bias or just being ignored. And algorithm bias, it basically means that YouTube's recommendations are unfairly favoring certain types of content. And so you could have this amazing creator with great ideas, but they're getting buried because the algorithm's pushing the same old stuff.
So it really makes you wonder if YouTube's even listening to what creators want and need.
Yeah.
And this source actually points out that the pronoun feature is kind of tucked away in the settings. It's almost hidden. Have you even seen it?
I haven't really. It makes you think, are they even trying to make this a big deal? Like, are they hoping people won't notice? It seems like they're more concerned with appearances than actually helping creators.
It all comes down to this.
Yeah.
Are they truly connected to what the community wants?
Yeah.
If you're a YouTuber, you're probably spending all your time making great videos, engaging with your audience, not fiddling around with your setting.
Exactly. Your average creator probably isn't even thinking about this feature.
Right.
They're too busy actually creating.
So I guess this little pronoun feature has kind of sparked this bigger conversation about priorities. Is this real change? Or is it just for show? Does it really make YouTube a more inclusive and supportive place for its creators?
That's the big question. And it makes you wonder, what would actually make a difference? What would it take for YouTube to be a platform that truly champions all these different voices and actually rewards creativity and builds a community where everyone feels supported?
Yeah, that's a great question to think about.
Yeah.
I think we all need to consider that. What would you like to see? What changes would make YouTube a better place for everyone?
Exactly. It's time for YouTube to really step up.
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.